Yeah, we had a chance to speak with him yesterday, and he really likes this team. It'll be interesting what kind of start they get off on, but you're right. They have a nice balance of size and height. His career come from the three-point stripe, so you got to watch him. Nice double team there, and here's a good release pass going up.
Up the floor comes Edwards, lays it up and in. This is Marshallonis. They work it into the corner. This is Barrett on a three, and finally gets the Gales their first points. Saxon, now to Barrett. Baseline leaner, misses, and he's going to clean up his own mess.
Yeah, nice work on the offensive glass. It was hard to put that one up there very softly.
Jim, anyone who watched them lose that final game of the WCC final in the conference tournament as Edwards dials up a three. Really strong team at Vanderbilt.
Well, if they stick to their options, this is one of them right here. Nice little pick and roll. Saxon with the finish just then.
Jim, we thought that this would be an evenly matched game between these two, and so far, it's exactly what it's been. St. Mary's and Vanderbilt in the 7-10 battle. Barrett trying to fend off the defense. Ross into the corner. This is Morauskas on a three, well short.
Here comes the numbers if they hurry.
Gales now 1 of 5 from three. Edwards on the push. Ross got a fingertip on it. Here's Marshallonis.
He's so
gliding to the cup.
His reads are so good.
Randy Bennett selected as the coach of the year in the WCC this season for the 4th straight year. McLaughlin, just textbook maneuver, the little fake and a drive. Boy, this thing feels like a slugfest right now. Here comes Marshallonis underneath. Boy, resourceful.
And that's going to the basket, though.
I did not.
Okay.
Thank God. Tanner into the paint. Underneath, and it's Magnon. Pretty finish.
Middle of the court, making it happen.
5-point Commodores lead with 6 and change left. Another turnover. Edwards. A laser beam.
Be patient with it. It'll come.
Ashton Hardaway has checked in now for Randy Bennett for the first time. Saxon has the fire, and he hits.
They know this team, St. Mary's, can rebound, especially at the offensive end. They go with their bigs, but Vanderbilt has 3 guys back there at all times.
Edwards just sensational. Wessel's back in. Lewis. Nice, excellent defense. Magnon.
Great pass, too.
Ahead of the field. Edwards, just a blur.
What was wrong with that play for Vanderbilt? Not a thing. Wow, that was some great activity at the defensive end.
Vanderbilt Commodores, 20 wins in year 1 under Mark Byington and his staff. Nickel elevates and hits.
Just getting in the way. Here's another example of the hedge. They get in the way. And you look up, there's 10 seconds on the clock.
Here comes Marshallonis, just so masterful with his body control, Jim, his angles.
He told me if they can do that in the second half, they'll be right back in this game. Shot selection, the main priority for Randy Bennett, Spiro.
All right, John Ross able to get it back, and somehow underneath to Morauskas.
It was a broken play, let's call it that, but they end up getting a big guy getting a touch, and then very important for him to get on track.
Here's Magnon, boy, dropping a dime. Beautiful pass to McLaughlin.
Nice look.
Edwards slithering in. Nickel.
Another couple of 3-pointers there if they stayed with it.
I like what you did there, by the way.
Thank you.
Russ in the paint. Little body bump, and he gets it to drop.
I just think they got to condense the floor now and just continue to go in deep first.
Can he help navigate them back? Saxon on a deep boy, Magnon. The putback attempts by Morauskas, no.
Yeah, they're going towards the rim, but they have been denied a couple of times now. Vanderbilt's defense is spectacular.
Tanner lights the lamp from deep.
Doesn't know how to take a play off. Well, everything's contested down deep, though.
Here comes Lewis. Once again, Saxon loose ball, powers up, misses, and then they tap in by Saxon.
Seeing Wessels on the floor with Saxon at the same time. When I was in Moraga during the preseason at a practice, Randy Bennett told me he was going to work on the 2 big lineup. We're looking at it right now, Spiro.
Ross Ross chisels his way to the cup. Fakes the handoff down to the box.
It's a big set defensively for them if they can stop him.
Wessel's got a fingertip on it. Shot clock then reset. 4 to shoot. Shot clock at 7. Lewis. His pass deflected. Tanner. Lewis gets it back. Misses. Saxon is there to clean it up.
That's another little bump away by Nickel.
Ross going to find the laces and fire, and he sticks it.
And Ross said, okay, if you're looking for a screen, you're going to forget about me for a fraction of a second.
Where St. Mary's trying to shoot themselves out of the three-point abyss. Only their 3rd from deep in 19. Edwards.
Go to the basket there. The quickest way to his underhand shot. At least closer than that one.
For all the Gales' three-point struggles, Vandy hasn't been much better. 5 of 17 today. Wessel's on the plate. Smart pass to Saxon.
You can't see it in Vanderbilt right now. They just don't have the confidence, the bounce of their step collectively.
Here comes Ross, turning the corner and lays it in.
The lefty goes to his right hand at the very end.
Huffman.
Well defended by Saxon.
Edwards with 4 to shoot. Steps back. They got a fingertip on it.
There he is if they can get it to Wessels. He was open for a minute.
Marshallonis into the corner. Ross got it.
Barrett and Mignogna kind of carbon copies of one another the way they play.
Yes, they are. Just incredible to see the fight between these two teams. Marshallonis! And he's given the Gales a 3-point lead. 6 to shoot. Hogard. Magnon. Taking out all comers. Ross pick and roll action to Wessels. Taking the ball out of his hands now. They've given it to Ross, who's just been sensational. Edwards, though, picked his pocket. Up the floor, Edwards going to pull, and he buries it.
Whoa, what happened over here?
Ross gets a Saxon screen, slithers inside. Barrett, big shot for the Gales. Largest lead of the day for St. Mary's.
Oh, that was close to an offensive foul.
Or a big trip right here for the Commodores. McLaughlin digging deep. McLaughlin outside. This is Nickel. That's a 3. Vanderbilt with Huffman. Outside McLaughlin. 1 second and it is over. The St. Mary's Gales survive, and they are moving on here in Cleveland.